Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping on and watching this call. We're so excited to kind of share with you some tips we are kind of implementing in our own business for kind of different topics we're implementing to kind of end the year strong. And I really liked this week's National Wake Up Call. It talked about kind of like that end of your workout when you're hitting that last 3 seconds of a round of a workout, and it's so easy to give up. And when Shaun T's counting down and they say 3, 2, 1, and it's so easy to just stop as soon as he starts counting down and not going all the way to the buzzer, all the way to the bell. And that's kind of what these next few weeks are, and that's what they talked about on the National Wake Up Call. That imagine if you went those last 3 seconds every single time, like in your workout, how much more ripped you would be, how much in better shape you would be than the person who just quit at that when they started counting down every time. So think about that over these next few weeks, that you're going to go all the way to the buzzer. You're going to go all the way to the end, and we're going to give you some tips tonight that are going to help you succeed over these next 3 weeks and really start 2017 off strong, because it's what you do now that's going to create momentum for the new year. You cannot wait until January 1st to be like, all right, New Year's resolutioners, where are you at? Let's do this. It needs to be now. So I just was going to cover a couple dates really quick. Just coming up, last date to hit Emerald, lock it in before the New Year is the 28th, so you can start earning those team cycle bonuses. Yay. The Team Hard Hitters team call is the next one in January is the 3rd of January. And then Super Saturday for everybody, anywhere that you live across the country, find a Super Saturday. That's going to be on January 7th. Super important to stay connected to all of these events. They only go on quarterly, and they're a big, big deal. So if you need help finding one in your area, contact your coach, and we can help find one for you. And then on the 9th, the Health Bet kicks off, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight. But we're going to start off with Margot, and she's going to go over some tips on kind of goal setting and how to just plan things out for success over the next few weeks that can roll over into the new year. So take it away.
Yay. Awesome. Well, as some of you have maybe seen, I kind of feel like I've hit some bumps in the road lately in the business. And I feel like the National Wake Up Call was so encouraging for me because kind of what Kinsey was talking about, like if I don't end the year strong, I'm not going to gain momentum in 2017. So I just want to piggyback off that, encourage you guys, like, let this be your countdown, like she was talking about, like end strong, really end strong. And part of ending strong for me is setting goals, right? So in the midst of maybe discouragements or disappointments or lack of response, I'm still goal setting. And goal setting is not something that I just do once. It's something that I do daily. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys what I do personally that's really been helpful for me. I work in threes with goal setting every single month. So every day I make 3 daily goals, and sometimes I have more goals, right? But I make a standard of every night before I go to bed or early in the morning when I get up, I make 3 goals for the day that are business oriented of some sort, and then I make 6 weekly goals, and then I make at least 9 monthly goals. So I work in the power of threes, right? So 3, 6, 9, and that really works for me because what I found is that it makes it attainable and doable, which I'll talk about in just a second. But so number one, with goal setting for the end of the year, I want to encourage you all, like I said, to make 3 daily goals every single day. And this is on top of your power hour. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of that in just a second. But, make 3 daily goals, make 6 weekly goals, and then make 9 monthly goals for the rest of the month. Start now, make 9 goals and do it, right? I really wanted to ramp into high gear for the end of the year. So I have 12 monthly goals right now that I'm really trying to work towards. Because I taught middle school before I stayed home with my kids. And the thing that I found about goal setting is that if you set your goal or your standard right here, you're probably going to come right about here, right? And that's how it was with my students. In middle school, they used to say, middle school kids can't do this, they can't do that, they can't sing at this level. And I said, well, screw that mentality. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't say that. But I was like, no, I'm going to set my standard way up here. And I know that if in middle school, most people would say they can't do very much. But I said, I'm going to set it here so they can come up here. And you will rise to the occasion, right, for the goal that you set for yourself. So that's why I kind of set big numbers for me. So number one was work in threes goals. Number 2, use a calendar. This is so helpful for me. Get a paper calendar, or maybe you do better with technology, but I love a paper calendar. and write out your goals in that calendar and cross the goals off your list as you hit them. It feels so good to cross the stuff off of your list. It feels awesome, right? So, and like, for example, I don't know if you can see this or not. So this, I'm crazy. Okay. But this is just my week. So I went through and I planned out my week because I have a really crazy week. And so I wrote in my workout. I wrote in my extras that I'm going to do on top of my power hour. I wrote in my appointments. I wrote in all that stuff so that I can know what I'm shooting for this week. Right. And I'm crossing them off because, like I said, it feels great. So that's number 2, use a calendar. And number 3 in goal setting, make them attainable, but a little bit uncomfortable. So that's really important. Like I was kind of talking about in the beginning, set your standard high, make them attainable, but also uncomfortable so that you push yourself. So just to kind of give you an idea of what I am doing to help me reach my goals for the end of the year and this year, not only am I next year, I'm writing my goals in my calendar. I wrote down, like today, I wrote down my daily goals, and then I rewrote down my 6 weekly goals. And then on the backside, I wrote down, again, I put down 12 monthly goals, right? So just to give you an idea of, because I know sometimes people are like, well, I don't know what you mean by that. So I'm just going to give you really quick, like an example of what that would be. Because I know I've had a couple coaches lately say, I don't even know what this means. Like, I feel like I don't even know where to start. Right. So for me, like today, my daily goals were to make, number 1, make a video for my team for something I'm posting later this week. Number 2, invite 3 people to coaching through personal messaging. Number 3, to do a transformation post, and cross them off my list. Awesome, right? For this week, my 6 goals are to read 1 chapter in my personal development book because it's a long chapter. Encourage 3 coaches. Connect with Gwen, who's one of my new coaches. Number 4, finish my Advent template. Number 5, make 3 team videos. So you see it ties into my daily goals, right? Number 6, finish Quarter 4 strong. And make a new cover photo. I put 7. I lied. We did more than 6. And then for like my monthly goals, I did number 1, sign 4 new coaches, start Quarter 4 round 2 after I finish round 1. Number 3, stay on track with my food, but enjoy my birthday. Number 4, set up calls with my coaches who want to work this next year. 5, goal set for my year, finish Advent template, start the resolution effect template, hit SC12, promote the health bet, create a team environment that's healthy, spend time with God before I work out, and stay within my time boundaries. So they kind of encompass a lot of different things. But as I go through my month, I know that's what I'm shooting for. And then the last thing I want to share with you is I invested in getting a good calendar. This is my one for this next year. It's an Erin Condren calendar, and I love it, and it works really well for me. And then I also, one of my really, really, really good friends who's actually in my challenge groups, introduced me to this thing called Power Sheets. And so I ordered one a couple weeks ago, and it just came in, and it's awesome. I cannot wait to dig into this for goal setting. It's month by month, and it is just like absolutely incredible. So those are a couple things that I'm using to goal set. So, and is it Sarah? Sarah next?
Yeah, it's me. Okay. I'm going to be talking about tonight, I've got to use this word that's really hard for me to say out loud. Having an entrepreneurial mindset. I should be able to say that. I was practicing it with my husband. So some of you do know and some of you don't know that my husband he runs his own business from home, and he's done that for, I feel like, since we've been dating, so for like 10 years. And one thing I know about him is that he shows up every single day, even when I don't want him to. So there's lots of times where I'm like, do you have to be in there right now? Do you have to be doing your work? And he's always like, yeah, there's stuff that has to be done. So that's something that I've applied in my own business with Beachbody. And I came out of the gate swinging, and I'm kind of like, too much here. So so I am always sitting here kind of being like, oh, what should I do? And what should I do? Do I need to work today? And the answer is yes, you do. And it's really hard for me, I think, because I'm a teacher, and it's from 8 to 4, and I'm off. And on the weekends, I'm off. And when it's winter break, I'm off. And when I have that mentality in Beachbody, it messes up everything in January. So if you decide that December is a meh month, there's a lot going on, you're really busy with holidays, all of a sudden in January, you won't hit your goals that you were hoping to hit. So showing up every single day in your business. So one thing I do, and this is also from Weight Watchers way back in the day that I did that, they always said, make the holidays, like sit down with your calendar and circle all the days that you know that eating is going to be really hard for you. And when you actually do that, it's usually 2 days in December. It's usually not the whole month. And a lot of people take the whole month off, and that's the same thing with our business. So I've already made the goal that the only 2 days I'm taking off for December are the Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, because Christmas Eve is really big with my family and Christmas Day is really big with my husband's family. So those 2 days I'll still post on social media, probably about my workout on Christmas Eve, but probably not on Christmas Day. So only a little bit will be about Beachbody, but I'm going to be present every single day in my business. Now, with working out and eating, that's another thing. And I think this is so important for coaches. We all need to be doing a program right now. And we all need to be talking about that program. So I know a lot of us are doing Core de Force, but a lot of us are finishing the first round. So now it's your time to decide, what are you doing next? And I already made my first post about, like, I finished Core de Force today. I felt great, got great results. And tomorrow I'm going right into the 3-day refresh. Because I'm like, I'm not going to take December and go, oh, I did this, and now I'm going to take this week off of a program. Because I know for me, that's going to mess up everything, and I don't want that to happen. And I want people seeing me showing up every single day in my workouts, because then they know that I'm somebody who's really serious about this, and they want to work with me come December 26th when they're like, oh, I need to be hitting all these my own health and fitness goals. So I know I'm doing 3-day refresh, and then I'll have Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm off on Core de Force round 2. That's something you need to decide right now. What am I doing? And write it in a calendar. If you look in my calendar right now, you see that then I do Core de Force round 2, and then me and my husband are going to do the Ultimate Reset, which really scares me, but I know Kenzie just heard that. So, but then that's in there. And then I even know what's happening after that program. I know I've got a week with my parents, and then I'm doing the Masters Hammer and Chisel. So it's like, you should be that planned out with your programs. And then I know if you're like me, maybe you're a runner and you're kind of going, well, when am I going to fit running in? That is a side to your Beachbody programs. And I've listened to so many top coaches. You can't say you're going to do the hybrids. You have to work the programs, and you have to show that the programs work. So get that planned in and show people you're super serious. And if you're showing up in the hardest time of the year, because for me this really is, then people are going to know you're super serious. And you're also showing all your coaches that are underneath you that you're serious about your business too. So I think that's all that I've got. So I'm shooting it off to Kenzie.
Yeah. I might do, I don't know. I've been thinking about the Ultimate Reset. That's commitment. But
January 23rd.
Oh man, that's scary. Okay. I just have to say, look what came in the mail today. My brand new planner. Oh, is that the same one, Margot?
It's the same one.
Rose gold. It's so in. Okay. Anyway, yes, Erin Condren planners are the best. I went a year without one, and it was the biggest mistake of my life. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the health bet. I mentioned that in the beginning, that it starts on January 9th, and we had this in September, but I know there's probably some new coaches listening to this. And the health bet is such a great way to give people the whole package. You know, we're always wanting to get people started right with challenge packs and a challenge group, because they're getting the full package. They're getting you as their mentor and coach and support. They're getting the nutrition with Shakeology, and they're getting an amazing workout program that they can follow that works and works for them and their goals. So the health bet utilizes the My Challenge Tracker app. And what's so cool about the app is that you can do everything from this app and track your customers, track everyone and how they're doing each day in the group. If they're logging their Shakeology, if they're doing their workouts. You know, I was to be honest, I was resistant to the My Challenge Tracker app, and I'm still perfecting it with how I do with interacting with my challengers in it. But it really is such a great tool to utilize because it's so specific to Beachbody. I know there's so many other, especially network marketing things out there right now. I mean, anything from LuLaRoe to essential oils are kind of the bigger ones right now, but you know that just like we do, people are in events and group pages, and it just is all on Facebook. And that's great because Facebook's such a great tool to reach a lot of people, but this is such a unique thing to Beachbody that we can take people into this app that's completely separate and be like, this is special. This is a place where people get results. They can log in. It's all, technology based that everyone loves and fast and instant gratification. And it's still utilizing the same format as a challenge group, but in the app. And you can, it's just something so unique to Beachbody. So I love that they've taken whoever created the challenge group on Facebook and made it totally specific to Beachbody and Beachbody customers and programs with the Shakeology check-ins, the workout check-ins, all that. So what I wanted to kind of go over is how you can leverage the Beachbody Health Bet into the new year, because you need to start, if you plan on hosting the Health Bet starting on January 9th, you need to be setting up your challenge group right now. And I know that's like a month away, but I just posted my first ad for the Health Bet because I know it's going to take time to get conversations going with people. And it's going to take time for me to figure out what programs are going to work well for people. It's going to take time for people to commit to purchasing their challenge pack because it's the midst of the holidays. Everyone's spending money left and right and usually not on themselves. So it's also a great time for people to maybe ask their spouse or someone that, let them know that this is important to me and I want this as my Christmas present. So that's why it's so important to start early and start now. Start talking about the Health Bet now. A couple other things I'm going to strategize through the next couple weeks in promoting the Health Bet for myself is I'm also going to create a Facebook event where I can add specific people. The people I'm going to add to this group, I'm not just going to take my friends list and invite everyone to the event. I don't really like that. It's kind of spammy to me. So what I do is I actually go through and invite all my past challengers, customers, anyone who's ever been involved with something Beachbody-like with me. That way, they kind of already know about what a challenge group is, or they've used Shakeology, and it's just a great way to help other people get back on track for the new year without me going through my whole customer list and emailing everyone. But if you have been a good coach over time and created an email list, that's another way, which I have not, that's another way that you can leverage the Health Bet and get in touch with people easily if you can send them a group email. If you're not there yet, that's okay. The Facebook event is a great way to go. So I just make it a public event, but I invite specific people to it. And then in that event, I'm actually going to post different things about maybe some before and afters of different programs. I'm going to post maybe a little information about Shakeology, and then just a few little key things, and then information about the Health Bet. And I'm going to do a step-by-step on how to get set up with the app, how to download it, how to send me your email so I can input everyone once they've committed to it. So it's just informational. It's just a way to spread the information to a larger mass of people. And I also write in the event that if you're interested in the Health Bet, in participating in what it is, and I talk about what it is, obviously, that I say that you're going to the event. That way, when someone clicks going, I know to contact them personally. So I'm not going to personal message everyone in that group that I add, but I am going to personal message everyone that says they're going to the event. And sometimes people say they're going and they never get back to me after I message them, and that's okay. But I know that they showed interest, so I'm going to do my part and follow up with them. I'm also going to plan on talking about the Health Bet probably 3 times a week for the next couple weeks. I know that seems like a lot, but you never know who's seeing your post on social media. They can, people can scroll right through, or they don't show up on people's news feeds. So posting at different times in the day and then posting throughout the week is a great way to make sure people get to see some of your content about the Health Bet. I also did a sponsored ad on my like page, and I targeted people I know and they're people who like my page and friends of them. So I didn't do specific targeting based on age and that kind of thing. I just wanted to keep it towards kind of like a more general warm market kind of feel. So I also paid for that ad to get more, eyes on my Health Bet challenge group. What else am I doing? So I created the event, Facebook ads, the email list we talked about if you have that. And I also go through and I've been contacting all my free lead customers from the past that I got as soon as you become an Emerald coach and you're hitting Success Club, you get access to free lead customers through Beachbody. And I've just been going through and re-emailing them, even if I never heard back from them initially, and just contacting them about the health bet that's coming up and sending an email to them. And like Margot said, go through and schedule these things in your calendar, in your cute Erin Condren planner. Put those things on pen and paper, schedule out exactly when you're going to post about these things. Be strategic, because that's going to just help ease your way through the next couple weeks and how you're going to leverage the health bet. I'm also putting a cutoff date that I'm telling everyone who's going to be involved in the health bet, they have to be committed by before Christmas, so that I know I can hit my Success Club goal also before Christmas. So I think those are my big, strategies as far as how I'm going to leverage the health bet. I hope that's helpful. And we are going to give it to Carly to wrap up for us.
Hi, guys. Hey, so what I'm going to talk to you guys about, I'm just going to encompass like kind of some general things that kind of tie what, kind of some things that all three of these ladies have talked about tonight, but just be a little bit more specific. And just kind of to give it a general title, is just staying consistent. I know that Kinsey started off this call, just talking about those last couple weeks of the month, or just this last part of the year, how easy it is to just kind of stop and just say, okay, well, I'm going to start fresh in January. And how that's really going to set you up for failure in January and lots of frustration and struggle. And these are just some ways that I am staying consistent, because I know I hopped on and Team Fired Up last week and just kind of talked about how I hit Success Club every month. But in that, how last December was a huge struggle for me. I zoned out mentally, and that was the 1 month that I did not hit Success Club. And I went in like starting in October, November, just with this just tunnel vision that I was not going to do that this year. And so I kind of planned my month ahead. I planned out how I was going to do it and how I was going to stay consistent. And so I just kind of want to go through these things about what has been working for me, and how I'm staying in contact with people, and how I'm still driving my business forward in December when, everybody says that people take, the month off with fitness and stuff, but, there's ways to drive through that and to push your business forward. So the first one is staying a product of the product. Obviously, that's one of the vital behaviors. It's so important. And one of the ways that I hold myself accountable is I kind of channel the best challenger in my challenge group that I would want. And I create myself as that best challenger. So that means planning out my meals. That means drinking my Shakeology every day and showing up in my challenge group. And yes, sometimes as a coach, it's kind of a struggle to show up every day. But I make sure that I do that because that's what I would want my best challenger to do. And so I kind of keep myself at that level. I know as coaches, it's like, oh, well, I don't have to do things anymore. I've already reached my goal or whatever. But no, you still have to, because people are looking at you, because they won't be consistent if you're not. And then also, as a product of the product, strive for a transformation to show others that they can have a transformation too. And that includes December. And so they want to know that that's possible. And that kind of goes into my next kind of topic. But so that's really kind of the foundation of being a product of the product and why it's so important to do. So and that kind of leads into being an open book on social media. They are going to watch you. I know that the other ladies on here talked about the fact that, people watch you. They want to know that you are serious about this, so that if for some reason they don't choose now, but want to do it in January, you are the one that they think about, because you take this seriously. You are showing up every single day and they're watching you on social media. And so that includes sharing your ups and downs. So everyone knows that you aren't taking a break. If you're struggling to work out for a day, share that. Like, man, if you are struggling with the holiday cookies or whatever that you have, like, share that, because that's what probably they're struggling with too, and you become more relatable. And also what that means is that you're showing them that this is your lifestyle, including the holidays, so that if you can do it through the holidays, they can too. And so you just kind of become this lifeline to them, I feel like. I know that in my struggles, even, as a coach, I'm still a person. I still have the same struggles that everybody else does. And I know that other coaches who are doing this too, like, Sarah, who's posting her workouts every day. And I think that's so encouraging to me. And that's going to be encouraging to people who aren't involved with Beachbody. They're going to know that this is the lifestyle. This isn't like Whole30 is great. It kind of sets up, but it's just for 30 days. It's not that lifestyle, where this is really and truly a transformational lifestyle. And it's regardless of the season. And so next I had, I want you to know that you sometimes, like Kinsey was just saying how she's going to share it like 3 times a week. Don't feel like you're oversharing about something. People need repetition to respond to this. Think about, I know for me, it was kind of a quick response to Kinsey as far as getting into a challenge group. But I have a challenger in my challenge group. It took me like a year to get them in, and they are on fire. They're like my best challengers. So seriously, like, just stay focused on sharing, plan out. I know, everybody's talked about planning out things. That's so important to make sure that you are posting enough. If it's 8 o'clock or 8:30 right now and you realize, oh gosh, I probably should have posted about my challenge group tonight, that opportunity is going to be missed. So don't feel like you're oversharing. The more you share, like I said, the more authentic and trustworthy you're just going to become. And the last thing I just want to talk about is tying your loose ends together. This is the end of the year. You've spent all year messaging people. You've heard so many different no's. Go back through your list of people, your contact list. Message those no's. Don't be scared to do that, because chances are the majority of people do want to start over in a new year. And this is the perfect opportunity. If they're going to change their mind at all, it's going to be now. So I went through a ton of people, like everybody who's liked my fitness page. What I did is I went through, I didn't message everybody, but I went through our previous conversations with nearly almost all of them. And I messaged them, and I've had so many people respond to me and say, oh my gosh, it's funny that you should message me. I was thinking about, starting something new this year, and boom, you have that new contact made. So don't be afraid. Don't feel like you're hounding them. Use this as an opportunity to reconnect and to give them that chance to make this year, new lifestyle change. And then offer incentives as through this reconnecting too. Don't be afraid. If they say no, just say like, hey, like offer Shakeology samples. Don't be afraid to do that. Shakeology samples, if the Core de Force is on promo, and I even think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I recently checked and the 21-day fix was still on 140. I think it's still on 140. Yeah. So offer those programs for free. Like, it's just $10 with the Shakeology order. So offer those. I know that every little bit financially this time of year, as far as help, is helpful for people. So offering those little incentives can kind of tip the scale in your favor as far as challenge packs. So offering those incentives, or if it's a challenge pack like Pio or something that is not on promo, offer the Fixate for free too. So offer those things as a little Christmas gift for them, as a way to kind of, again, help them commit to doing this. And just stay positive. Don't give up. I mean, I've hit Success Club in the last couple of days of a month. I think Kinsey has too at Summit. But yeah, seriously, it's not over until it's over. So even if it's after Christmas, even if it's the 28th, 29th of the month, like, still message people, still stay focused. It's those last 3 seconds of the workout that you need to do. And it's this last 2 or 3 days of the month that we need to stick it out, and we need to just stay focused on that. So That's what I have.
Awesome. That was such good info, you guys. I wrote a ton of notes. And just to recap, like each one of these things is, if you just do one of these things every day for the next, take one day, maybe just work on goal setting like Margot talked about. And the next time focus on your mindset and being a product of the product. You don't have to do all these things in one day, but pick and choose something that you're going to implement that's maybe new to not overwhelm yourself. But these are just tips and tricks that we all use and have worked for us over time. I loved the rule of threes for goal setting. And maybe goal setting is intimidating and you can just think of it as a to-do list because that's really what it is. But I loved that, the rule of threes. And then having the entrepreneurial mindset. See, I can't say it either. Like Sarah was talking about, and being a part of the product and owning your business and proving to people that these programs do work because they do. And they're all very, strategic in how they put these programs together and get people results. And then, leveraging the health bet. And like, I love what Carly said about, tying up those loose ends. It's the perfect time of year. If you message people, it is not going to seem random whatsoever if you haven't, heard from them in 6 months because it's the end of the year. It's a perfect time to wrap up those loose ends. So I'm totally going to go back and do that. That was a great suggestion. So thank you. But that was a great call, you guys. I think that was a ton of great info, and I will stop recording here and we'll get this posted to the team pages. All right. Good night.